Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you guys are doing great and having a great time. I know I've been away for some time. I had to just take a break. I was doing some exams. I'm on a mission. I'm trying to learn as many things as I can, so I can take this knowledge and do something that's impactful on our community, so we can help people come together and also help people move forward. But you need to learn stuff. Learning on the job, that's a good thing, but I think it helps to have insight into things. So I just thought, it's coronavirus and stuff. Why don't I go back and find some? I was still working, but I just thought, it's good. I don't like to have an idle mind. I like to occupy myself with things because, like I said, I'm on a mission. So I want to learn as much as I can. I take the knowledge and help my people. So I hope you guys are great. First of all, I just want to thank everyone, all of you guys. We made it past 1,000. We got 9,000 to go. Because you know what? My foundation goal is to get 10,000. That's not going to be the end, but it's going to allow me to start showcasing why I started this YouTube channel, and we're gonna learn a lot of, we're gonna be on a journey together. It's just I want to start. It's just something I saw about Wode. And Wode was in China. He learned how to speak Chinese, I think within like 3 months, and he can speak I think Chinese or Cantonese. I think that's the one he speaks fluently, which is just great. And he's not a dumb kid. He graduated top of his class, so he's not like dumb like some of the people I'm going to talk about in this video. And what there's a story I heard Wode talk about with the African traveler, was that when he was when he came back to Africa and he went to Kenya, people that knew him, the Chinese approached him, might be the Chinese government approached him, and they asked him to do a video where he said, because like some of these videos that get done in Africa get shown on Chinese media a lot. And they wanted him to do a video where he said the Kenyans were riding giraffes before China brought in the SGR train. Now we know the version of the SGR the Chinese brought, they picked it up from the junkyard. That is past technology. So they went and picked up from the junkyard, and then they said, when Kenya went knocking for an SGR train, they said, yeah, we got one here, and they gave him something that was junk. But hey, it's better than nothing. And my hope is that Kenya uses this to teach their kids, the youngsters, so that in the future, Kenya start developing and building their own trains, just like Taiwan did. Taiwan used to import trains, high-speed trains from France. They don't do it anymore. They build their own. And I hope that's the Africa we want. We want an Africa where we are able to do that. We shouldn't go backwards and the train become dilapidated and crap everywhere. That's not what we want to do. We want to move forward and we want to start producing this. So to all the Kenyans, I said, take care of that SGR. It's not the best technology in the world, but it's a start. It's a start. To everywhere. I think there's one happening in Ghana, Nigeria has one, Ethiopia has one, Senegal has one, Tanzania is about to have one. My hope is that the governments, from the onset of these things, they introduce courses at uni where people start knowing about these how to build these things, so that we can start teaching our young population the jobs of the future for them. And the most important part of these trains is just the motor. Once you know how to build this motor, that's it. we'll start rolling, you know. And that's what I want. That's my hope that's what happens. But anyway, going back to Wadamaya. So the Chinese people approached him. I think it's the Chinese government approached him to say, we're gonna give you $10,000 to do a 30-second to a minute video where you're gonna say China has helped Kenya, because before Chinese brought this SGR, Kenyans used to ride on giraffes. Now, why would the Chinese want this propaganda? You know, because $10,000 in China, that's nothing. You know, the Bank of China has more money than the Reserve Bank of America, than Bank of America. You know, Chinese bank is the only bank with money. That's why China is doing so well, because venture capital is there. They are willing to spend money on your dreams, and they're willing to lose it. You know, if the dreams don't happen, they're willing to lose it. That's why they're moving so fast. Venture capital is why most of these Western countries have developed, because some people are willing to put up the money to help a 15, 16, 19-year-old kid who doesn't even have work experience, but just has a dream, and they're able to believe in them. And these kids have ended up changing the world. Because, like I always say, imagine if Elon Musk was still in South Africa. No one would even listen to him. Okay? That's why in Africa we are behind. Okay? So the Chinese ask Wadamaya. And Wadamaya goes and does the video. And he exposes this SGR trends in Kenya, where he says this is actually PIAD. In China, they don't even use these things anymore. You know, Kenyans got upset with him because they don't understand. He said, oh, you think it's because he's Ghanaian? Because, you know, in Africa as well, we have this thing that goes on, no, you're Ghanaian, I'm Kenyan, and all that stuff. So they didn't understand that he just actually did them a favor. You know, he stood up for Africa. So big ups to Wadamaya. And I hope he took that $10,000 without even giving back to them. You know, but then this brings me to this question, because now we've heard about people being corrupt. So it's true. If you have any doubts, it's true. There are some, in some places, the Chinese are getting government contracts through corruption. In some cases, they're getting that because they're providing a cheaper alternative, right? So a government might want to construct a road for $10 million, right? If they were to ask a European company, it might come to $30 million. But here comes the Chinese. Their trucks are cheaper than Mercedes-Benz, Scanias, and all these Volvos and all these European trucks. They're cheaper in China. Their equipment is cheaper. The people, they're not going to pay them, you know, $200,000 or whatever, you know, like that. They're not going to do that. You know, they'll probably pay their people $50,000, which in China translates to a lot of money. So sometimes they're winning cases, they're winning tenders based on that. But in a lot of cases, yes, they are bribing people. You know, they're bribing. We have to agree to that they are bribing, and we need to do something to prevent these things from happening. And we have to be skeptical of anyone who comes up and just supports the Chinese and everything they are doing in Africa. Let's be skeptical of those people, because they are bribing. You know, Wadamaya is a living testament of that. He got bribed. Luckily, he refused to follow their instruction. He stood up for Africa. Among other things Wadamaya is doing, I think he's a great person. With all the troubles he goes through trying to get into these countries, I hope that comes to an end and everyone recognizes him. He should be a guy that should be recognizable across Africa, in my opinion. But everyone is entitled to their own opinion. That's just my opinion. I think he's doing an amazing job. You know, so he said no to the Chinese. He said no to their bribe. Now imagine now, when you look at things like where they wanted to buy Bagamoyo port in Tanzania with President Kikwete, and he wanted to give them almost 100 lease the port to them for 100 years. Yeah, just imagine how that deal went. Do you think there was corruption involved? Of course there was. You know, because every person in this world has a breaking price or a breaking point. You know, I remember watching a documentary once where these are the guys back in the 70s when drugs were actually making money. You know, 70s and 80s, you know, a lot of money from drugs built Miami. You see all those tall buildings, drug money, right? The guys were making money. These guys were making so much money. They were burying their money in the backyard. The stuff from American gangster. That's true. That's how these guys were making lots of money. And there's one of the dealers talks about this story where he said he could pick up any girl that he wanted. You know, not because he's gonna go there and say them, you know, love you or whatever. No, he's just gonna go straight to the point. I want to sleep with you and I'll give you 10 grand. And 10 grand she might say no, and you keep increasing the price. And it gets to a point where she will say, you know what, it's just gonna be for a night and I'm gonna make $250,000. And they give in. So just imagine what's going on with our leaders when the Chinese show up, where they say, you know, we're gonna give you $500,000. And then maybe he says no, and then they just keep increasing because China, like I said, has money. You know, they just keep increasing. It gets to $2, $3, $5 million, and they even say we're gonna arrange an offshore account for you that no one is even gonna know about it. Leaders give in. You know, I've heard of an island that's closer to Australia. I think is it Samoa, one of the islands. It's not even a rich country. Not Samoa. I can't remember the name, but it's not even a rich island. You know, their finance minister was able to secure $100 billion loan from China. You know, when their economy was probably like worth $200 million. It's a little island. But he was able to secure $100 billion. First of all, there's two things involved. Every deal that happens, someone in China gets a percentage of it, commission. Because they're the people that bring these two people together. So they get, I think it's 15%. And that 15% stays in China. What's 15% of $100 billion? 15 billion. This guy is a billionaire just from that deal. You know, and that's how these things work. And then he can say, you know, he can tell the other guy, say, I'll give you $1 billion. Let's push this deal through. Luckily, the people managed to say no. They got hang of what was happening in this island, and they stood up for themselves. And this deal didn't go through. But why would China even want an island like that? I think it's because of its proximity to Australia. Now the question is, imagine the same deal happens in Africa with all the natural resources. China's not going to worry about the money because they have the money. But they know the deal is going to be worth, if they were to spend $100 billion, they know they're going to get, you know, they're going to get $1 trillion just from the resources they're going to take. This is why we have to be very, very skeptical. I think it's a great opportunity that we can, if we can go to one side of the aisle, let's say we go to America, and America seems hesitant, we can go to China and make, if we are just up to about making real deals, we'll benefit from that. Let's not forget, every country in the world is making deals with China. Western, non-Western, they are all making deals with China. You know, so there's nothing wrong with that. However, we just have to be skeptical. Imagine if they're willing to bribe Wode just to say that. Imagine what they're willing. Imagine what they're willing to do just to get their point or just to get things for themselves. You know, $10,000 within like a minute. Thank God Wode said no. $10,000 is nothing. It wasn't going to change his life. He's probably making more money now every month or every week than even $10,000. And this is the information we have to tell our leaders to say what you do today is going to have an impact for the next 1,000 years. Do you want to be the person that end up enslaving your own people because of your actions today? Remember, your life is too short. You know, you're going to die within, some of you guys are too old, you're going to die within 3 years. But whatever deals you're going to sign, it means your grandkids and their kids and their kids, they're not going to have a place they're going to call home. And you can say, well, I'm going to send them away. I'm going to send them to Europe or China. At the end of the day, they'll be foreigners in that country. And let me tell you this, they're going to be black. And they're going to get the same treatment that black people get across this continent of ours. The only home for black people is Africa. And let's protect it. Let's tell our leaders to also protect, prioritize Africa rather than just wanting to sell it. But then, this thing had me thinking, right? If the Chinese are willing to do that, what other groups what other countries or groups of people in this world would be willing to infiltrate black people? You know, one thing that rang up in my head was a K&K squad. Because apparently, these people, they looked at the videos that people were making about Ghana, about glorifying Ghana. Not true. No Ghanaian, no African American was glorifying Ghana. They were just telling about what they were going through and things they were doing. You watch ES. There's even a BBC doco that talked about African Americans moving to Africa. I think King Obutunda from Uganda, it featured him. It featured one girl, I can't remember her name, from Ghana, but look it up. Look it up. You see that it has this bit on BBC. And one of the things that girl said was just like, she just likes waking up and knowing that she's just a woman. She's not a black woman. You know, being part of the majority. That just gave her confidence. And wanted to give her confidence and peace of mind. You know, she wasn't glorifying about life in Ghana. So I don't know what an ES... Eat, Love, Migrate. She doesn't. She just shows she lives in a village. For God's sake, she lives in a village, drives these little motorbikes on dirty roads. So I don't know where they got this thing of glorifying. You know, it just makes me think, because when someone said they were paid actors, and I thought, no, they're not. But these days I'm thinking about it. I'm starting to believe that they actually might be paid actors. Because most of the things they're talking about doesn't even make sense. How does someone move his whole family to a place they don't even know? They've never been. You just pick up your family and we're going. You know, no one is even doing that. You know, most people that are moving to Africa have been planning to move to Africa. Most African American or ADOS, whatever you call them, have been planning to move to the continent for a long time. Look at the real South Africa. Who are in South Africa. They've been doing it for like 18 years, from 2010. You know, they started going to South Africa and they moved, I think, in 2018 or 2019 or something like that. You know, and when they moved to South Africa, they go there, they found people, like black people buying white doors, right? They didn't go there and start showing this on TV. They spoke to people there and they started business. Said, you know what, this is wrong. It's something I've even spoken about on this video. You know, some of the things that we do wrong in Africa. But they didn't. Their approach to that was different. And before they knew, they were doing business, bringing in black babies, and they were making money. Right now, they are promoting tourism in South Africa, and believe me, watch these people, because the government in South Africa is watching them. And within a short period of time, these guys are going to be millionaires for the work they are doing. So K&K Squad moves to Ghana. From the get-go, that doesn't sound right to me. No one is just going to move up, say, move your family, your kids and your wife, and you move to Ghana. Doesn't make sense to me. And the wife keeps saying about how the father is Ghanaian. I doubt that. She could be right, but I doubt it. You know. Then secondly, if you look at their behavior, you know, from the get-go, apparently even like just from the airport, it was just drama after drama after drama after drama after drama. You know, and focusing so much on showing drama. You know, the taxi drivers, this. It doesn't matter where you go. You try going to Bali. The taxi drivers will rip you off. If you've ever been to Bali, you know what I'm talking about. You know, and unless you want to use Uber these days. You know, but if it was just back then, you're going to Bali, they'll charge you extra once they know you're a foreigner. Every third world country does it. You know, and some of it is not even a lot of money. If it was a normal price, it will cost you $10. You know, let's say it will cost you $3, but when they charge you $6, it's still nothing. It's $6. I'll even give them $10 myself. You know, but the prices go up, and some of them, that's how they take care of their families. It's wrong, yes, but you gotta look at their economies. All right, but the idea of them just going on about Ghanaians this, Ghanaians that, and just we love Ghana. But this and that and this and that and this. The funny thing I found about these so-called ADOS, There's a difference between these sort of the K&K squad kind of ADOS or African American and the kind of African American that deal with the real South Africa. You know, most of these people I'm hearing, oh, so what do? I was in the army. That doesn't mean shit. You know, I was in the army. That's what I'm hearing. You know, you were in the army, so what? You know, but when you look at the people that are dealing with the real South Africa, they're highly educated. Some of them already even own their own businesses or they work for corporations, and the conversation is different. And this is what I've come to realize, that some of these loud-mouthed ADOS or African Americans, it's that type of African American that you find on Jerry Springer. You know, so let's not listen to the Jerry Springer ADOS or African American. That's not what we want. That's not those aren't the people we want to connect with. Those should stay in America. Okay? And let me break down a few things there. You know, if you want to come to Africa and you want to help kids in America first. Okay? Because I know how many people there are homeless. You go to California, the whole street is full of homeless people. They need help. You go and help them. Okay? How many people sleep in these home shelters? And most of them black people. Okay? You go and help those. Alright? And you come there and show all these pictures of, oh, look at Ghana this. I've seen pictures of Maryland, Baltimore. Plastics everywhere, garbage everywhere, mattresses and garbage on the streets. But you're going to come to Africa and show stuff. You know, and this is how I know those guys are actors. Anyone who's going to say I live in a mansion, in $100,000 mansion, come on now. Come on, we are not stupid. $100,000 is not going to buy you a mansion. Okay? $100,000 does not buy a mansion in America, in Australia, in Europe. It doesn't. Oh, it might buy you a mansion in some parts of Africa, but from what they found out, they couldn't even get a mansion in Ghana for $100,000. Anyone who's gonna say, you know, there's something wrong with them, or $100,000, nah, doesn't buy you anything. I've looked at house prices. Even Georgia is known to be cheaper in real estate. Even there, I've looked at it. $100,000 doesn't buy you a mansion. I've looked at Texas, which is also like cheaper compared to New York. $100,000 in Texas doesn't buy you a mansion. You know, I've looked at California. Look up Buying Sunset. It's a show on Netflix. Those are mansions they're selling there, and they're not $100,000. You know, so stop BS. Stop lying to people. You know, and then they go back to America. All of a sudden, they're even putting on the American flag. Oh, proud of America. Yeah, as if it was the case of going, oh, before they left, they were proud Africans, and then they've had an experience in Africa that has made them. No, that's a lot of BS. Bullshit. You were proud American before. You went to Africa to stop people. People want to move there. But here's the thing. You're too late. People will move. And people ain't going to listen to you. Just like the people that used to appear on Jerry Springer show did not represent every African American. The same thing with you. You know, your planning was whack. Your planning was just crap. You know, so we know you were full of shit. Okay? You watch there's a girl called Nice Corner, I think NY's Corner. You know, she'll tell you about a story of how her and the mother moved to Ghana. This is before the year of return. And let me tell you something. A lot of these African Americans are saying, oh, Africans want us because of money. You got no money. You don't have money. You know, even back in the day when people used to sell records in America, it was white kids that were buying those records. It wasn't black kids. 75% of that money was coming from white population. All right? Even with the Black Panther, it was white kids that were sponsoring the Black Panther. This is not me trying to have a dig at other black people, but what I'm trying to point things out so that people realize that we are being infiltrated by people who don't have the papers and no vision. And let's not focus on those people. You know, because like I said, let me even go a little bit biblical here. I'm not into this old Bible stuff, but what I can tell you is that when the Israelites were in Babylon and it was time for them to leave, some people left, some people decided to stay because they believed they were having the best life in Babylon. The remnants left, went back and built Jerusalem again. Okay? We're not here trying to ask you for money. You don't have money. Tell me anything in Africa where African Americans have brought money. They are making money in Africa. You know, the Bag family, they are making money in Africa. At Cathy, they are making money in Africa. You know, ES, very soon they'll start making money in Africa. King Anda, O'Shea Duke Jackson is making money in Africa. And that's the difference. If you look at O'Shea, he's a doctor. Those are the people with a whole different mindset, educated people. Not these I was in the army. The army doesn't mean anything. That's why people go to the army when they have nothing else to do. You know, let's just be real now. You know. Jackson actually said something that actually makes sense. Because these guys keep talking about, oh, the Africans just want us for money. The whole year of return was just about money. O'Shea actually knows the truth because she says it. The only people that gonna make African Americans comes to Africa are African Americans. It's not Africans. It doesn't matter what any government would say. Right now, Rwanda is even giving citizenship. You can go there and get citizenship. African Americans are not going. Very few African Americans are going there. It was the African Americans in Ghana that convinced African Americans to go to Africa to go to Ghana in the first place, and they made money off that. I know a lady that owns African ancestry. She was bringing people to Africa, and those people were paying fees. She's African American. Money moved from African American to African American. It didn't move to Africa. You know, the so-called we made $1.9 billion. How much money did Ghana make before the year before? About the same amount. You know, and it wasn't the year of return then. It's only that to make this year of return as if it was an important event, the government had to announce it. But ring up embassies and find out how much Ghana made in 2018. Same amount of money. Across Africa, countries are making now billions of dollars in tourism. Rwanda, they used to make like $100 million. Today they're making $1 billion. Tanzania, same thing. You know, they don't, without the year of return. You know, who brought telecommunication was more. It was black, Sudanese guy. You know, who's putting up optic fibers from Cape Town to Cairo, from Djibouti to Lagos? Who's doing that? Masiwa, black. You know, so it's not like we need African Americans. No, we don't need African Americans, but we want to open the doors. Because some of us, and the big majority of us, believe working together is more important than us remaining separated. That's how we get defeated. Because some of these guys think, oh, today they're all American patriot, and then the next thing you're going to see them on the streets because one of their neighbors got shot by the police. Be American patriotic, that's fine. But don't try to make it as if you are living this high life in Africa, in America, compared to the life in Ghana, as if people ain't ripping you off in America. You know? Let's be real here. Okay? So let's be careful with some of these people. Let's not focus on them. Some of these are like paid actors. I do believe that. But what we need to move on from that. And let's stay focused. There's a lot of people that are willing to connect. Because every other race in this world has connected. You know, the insurance insurer is a German company. If you have Bupa or whatever, you've heard of all these insurance companies. The company that insures those companies is in Germany. But it's all over in the Western world. You know, that's how these people are connected. So we also need to connect. Pan-Africanism is not about people coming to Africa. Nah, it's about us connecting economically. And the moment we start waking up to that, we'll start going forward. Because this is what really, really frustrates me, right? With black people. Look at Trump supporters. I know some, you can call them racist and whatever, but I like these guys. These guys really don't give an F. They believe in themselves so much. They will do whatever it takes because they have that confidence. Even if Facebook is not allowing them to communicate, YouTube censoring them, Instagram censoring them, you know what? They go and create their own app called Pally. And they can, there you can be a racist as much as you want and no one is even gonna care. There's no censorship there. And this is like the most downloaded app in America now. And the numbers just keep going up and up and up. I wish as black people we could have that same spirit. So you know what, we're gonna do this. We're gonna stand up and do this. And Africa is the center. Yes, Africa has issues. But issues in Africa, we can resolve them. The only reason why they prolong, it's because there's other hands playing part in. Just look at what's happening in Ethiopia. There's an issue with the dam. The next thing, there's an army now in Tigray. You know, they're having issues with this electric dam, which I strongly believe they should have, with Egypt. Egypt, who America supports. Even the American president said wanted to blow up the dam in Ethiopia. What happened next? Now there's conflict, and these are the conflicts in Africa. Between us, we can solve out a lot of things. I've never seen another race, where, you know, because some of these idiots believe they can cling on to white people. Trust me, it's just a matter of time before you find yourself in the gas chamber. The Jews were in Europe for 500 years. And almost every decade, the Jews went through something. There's a reason why Hitler said the last solution. You know, that's because before that, they tried so many things. The Spanish Inquisition and all these things were all Jews. Or getting rid of the Jews. You know, so when he said the final solution, that's what it meant. It was about to completely exterminate them. You can't cling on to a race that's not your race. You have a high chance of survival when you cling on to a race that's your race. And all these things, the other thing people like to say about, oh, you sold us, you sold us. That's so wrong. Most of people that sold people ended up on those ships. So the guys over in America have a higher chance of having blood of people that were selling Africans than we do, than the Africans on the continent than us. Because our descendants ran away. You know? So why am I saying all these things? This is not to say Africa doesn't have its own issues. Yes, we do, but we are moving forward. We are really, really moving forward. You know, there are things that we should work things out. Like even why Jesus. I've had arguments with my own family about that. But why Jesus? And they need teaching sometimes. After a while, I convince one or two. Most of them are still caught up in that mindset, which is wrong. I changed that white Jesus into black Jesus when I was 9 years old, because we used to go to church. You know, this is not a religious sort of talk, but I'm just saying, I think at some point we need to teach our people about the consequences of worshiping white Jesus. But that's not to say the people in America don't worship white Jesus. You know, listen to Chris Rock. He's even got a joke about this. I think it's Chris Rock, or even what's the guy? Steve Harvey says black people are the only people in America who on Sunday, white people go to a white church and black people go to a black church. The most unfortunate thing is that the only black people go to a black church and worship white Jesus. So that is also a problem in America. It's not just in Africa. You know. So we are pointing out these problems here, but these problems are in both parts. And it's something, when we come together, we can be able to deal with it and teach our people the right thing to do. Okay? So let's be careful with these infiltrators. Let's not focus on them. Let's work together and move our economies forward. That is more important than having these people come in and try to give us an obstruction while we take our eyes off the ball. Let's remain with our eyes on the ball. And that's what we are going to do. And that's why I keep telling you, get me to 10,000 subscribers and you're going to see the things that are going to start happening. We're going to change the narrative. Wadamaya is doing it, but there's a part where I don't agree with Wadamaya. I think it's not like I don't agree with him, but I think he has an opportunity to start a corporation, and he's missing that opportunity. I hope in the future he wakes up to it, you know. But I think we need corporations in Africa. We need corporations. Okay? Thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and thank you for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. Like I said, I was aware, you know, I was doing some exams because I'm a learner, man. I'm trying to gather as much. I'm like a sponge. I wanna suck up all the knowledge, you know, from farming to telecom and all this stuff. I just wanna know a lot of things, and most importantly, I wanna know how to run big corporations. You have to have ideas of how to do things. You can have an idea about something, but you gotta know how you can go your way around it. And the most important things I've noticed here is that people with knowledge, a little bit of knowledge about something, it makes it easier for them to run things, or even who to call when they need to get more information. And I want to get to that point, because we are about to do big things. Thank you for watching this channel. Please subscribe and like this video. Thank you.